Oh, he's really good. It's one of the best college seasons I've ever seen anyone have. And at the quarterback position, he throws, he runs. He took his team to 11 wins. First year entering one of the best conferences in the country. He's a special player.
Does he remind you of you?
Well, I'm honored that some people come up to me and say that. He broke the only record. I had a record that was around for 43 years. I felt pretty good about that. He broke that, but it's an honor for somebody to say that. I used to run around a little bit like he did and threw some, but he put up some unbelievable numbers and did a great job directing his football team.
When you see what you're seeing now at the NFL level with read and react, guys that can run, were you before your time? Does a guy like Johnny fit into that category, and can he succeed?
Well, I think, pro football, college too, it goes in cycles and changes, and sometimes it comes back around to what was there 20, 30 years before, but now we see the quarterbacks, a lot of them. You don't have to be that type of player to play in the NFL. There's still room for pocket passers, but they're doing some really good things with the read option and quarterbacks that move, and we saw that last year with some really good players. So I don't know. I was before my time. When I came in the league, it was just pocket passes, and I had to make that transition, and it was a huge transition for me. Now, for quarterbacks that can run it, it's not as big a transition. Certainly, the game's faster, and it's a cerebral adjustment anytime going into pro ball, but movement's kind of what it's all about in a lot of offenses.
Do you ever think we'd see the day that a freshman would win the Heisman?
No, I probably didn't. Or if it did happen, I would have said it'd probably be some phenomenal running back. Now he is a redshirt freshman. He had a year in college, which is, that says something. For him to go out there in his first year of really playing varsity football in the Southeastern Conference and put up those numbers and win the Heisman Trophy, win all these awards. He's special.
Had you heard much about him before this year?
I'd heard just a little bit. One of the funny things during our press conference, with our passing camp, which we're going into our 18th year, we've had a lot of good players through the years, but we don't really track them. We're not about recruiting, so we don't track the high school players we have that go on to do great things. But in our little phone hookup, someone asked, he said, "Johnny, since you won the Manning Award, are you going to be coaching at the Manning Passing Academy this summer?" He said, "Yeah, I plan to be there." He said, "I was there as a camper 2 years ago." And, his mother last night was sharing with me how she drove him to Thibodeau for the camp. So we look forward to having him there this summer for the second time.
And while he's there, what would be your advice in dealing with the early success and the standard that he set for himself so quickly?
Oh, just kind of remember it's a team game, and just keep working. Be careful, kind of. Who's around you, and it's even tougher now for young people. Social media and camera phones and everything like that. So you got to kind of make sure you got your priorities together, keep your goals in mind, keep working to get better.
If he asked you about coming out after this year, because
I get asked that a lot of times because Peyton and Eli went through that. I have daddies who call me, coaches that call me, and I think it's always on an individual basis. But I've always felt like Southeastern Conference players, quarterbacks. I know Aaron Murray last year, we had a conversation with him. I've always felt like unless you're really in those top 10 picks, another year in the Southeastern Conference is very beneficial to a quarterback. The defensive people you're playing against and the defensive things you're seeing, if you stay healthy through it, it's pretty beneficial as far as making that transition into pro football.
Speaking about Peyton and Eli, you get another one of those son versus son matchups this year. Talk about the difficulty of that and the special nature of it.
Well, I think we have to look at, I know Livy and I look at it as it's kind of an honor that we have two sons. We still kind of pinch ourselves that we have two sons playing quarterback in the National Football League. But when they play each other, and this is just the third time, so I think we're kind of fortunate there. We don't particularly like it because it's difficult, but we just try to look at it as they don't like it either, but it's the way it works. So we'll get through it. Eli made a good comment. He said he's glad it's not the first game of the year, so he doesn't have to talk about it for the next 3 months. You know, it's a second game, and there you talk about your first game. But they deal with it. My gut feeling is Eli's 0-2 in that. He wants to get one. So they're both going to have pretty good ball clubs. We'll see how it goes.
In the context of, you know, having sons who play in the camp and knowing the younger generation players, I hear, you know, a lot of the fanatical fans say, what's the deal with Johnny and AJ McCarron hanging out socially and taking some kind of vacation? Can you kind of explain, you know, how things have changed maybe?
The world changes. Yeah, the world changes, and you know, high school football has changed, college football, pro, a lot of things. We got to remember these are kids. They're in college. College football is a business, but they're still college kids, and college is supposed to be fun. So they need to have fun, and so just kind of. You know, like I said, just kind of remember your priorities. You can have a lot of fun along the way, and remember your goals and work toward those goals. They'll be fun.
Would you give us a thought with the Saints and Coach Payton returning, and also on Lane Griffin as a quarterback and his potential in the NFL?
Well, we were always really impressed with Ryan. He was at our camp a couple of years, and great young man. Met his parents. So I was really, I thought he might get drafted, but sometimes it's not necessarily great to be drafted late. You can kind of pick your team there. So, you know, with Chase going somewhere, it's an opportunity for Ryan. So he'll go in there and compete. And he's a good-looking player. You know, it's great to have Sean back. This will be a good ball club this year. They're going to strengthen their defense. Offense is one of the best in the league with great players. It's kind of about staying healthy. You know, they're a veteran team. They got to fill in some people, but that's what everybody has to do. I think the Saints will be good.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Appreciate it, man.